Hi, I'm Kyle Boyce, Project Manager and Hydrologist for Presidio Design Consultants. Our project was the Lake Murray Roundabout, and this is our team.
I'm Kyle Thomas, Transportation Engineer.
I'm Noel Briseño, Structural Engineer.
James Watkins, Transportation Engineer.
Jesus Puebla, Geotechnical Engineer.
Stephen Hedgecock, Construction Engineer.
Hello, and thank you for watching this short video presentation of the Lake Murray Roundabouts project presented by the team members of Presidio Design Consultants. The goals of this project, as stated in the request for proposal, were to improve multimodal efficiency and safety for the I-8 Lake Murray Boulevard interchange and the adjacent roadways. These goals were achieved by designing and constructing roundabouts at each end of the bridge. The Lake Murray Boulevard and 70th Street interchange is located in a residential area that crosses paths with the San Diego trolley system. One of the major goals of our design was to create a roundabout system that tied into the existing on and off ramps of the Interstate 8 and did not impact the metropolitan transit system. This would have a double benefit of keeping the project costs down while minimizing construction impacts and allowing for motor vehicle use during construction. In our early traffic studies, Presidio Design Consultants was able to determine the number of drivers in the intersections, as well as the driver turn characteristics. These traffic studies were crucial to the design of the roundabouts. This area has a very high annual daily traffic, which was determined to be 33,498. Using a regional population growth percentage provided by the City of San Diego, we were able to determine the future ADT to be 37,895 vehicles using 2020 as the design year.
Using the NCHRP manual, along with data collected from our traffic studies, Presidio Design Consultants was able to determine that 2 circulating lanes are needed in each roundabout to adequately service the future ADT. In addition, the traffic studies indicated that 2 entering and exiting lanes would be needed in the north and south directions of both roundabouts. 1 entering and exiting lane would be needed on the west side of both roundabouts, and the 70th Street roundabout, 1 exiting and 2 entering lanes are needed on the east, while at the Lake Murray Boulevard roundabout, 1 entering and 1 exiting lane is needed on the east side. Knowing the number of entering and exiting lanes needed, we designed approaches to and exits from the roundabouts using a method from the NCHRP. This method called for entry radii between 65 and 120 feet, followed by a merge radius at a minimum of 150 feet and an exiting radius of 120 feet. The purpose of staging the entry, merging, and exiting radii is to slow traffic and encourage proper entry alignment into the roundabout while maintaining driver sight distances.
After multiple design iterations, it was found that in the 70th Street roundabout, an inscribed diameter of 179 feet would allow proper geometric alignments, while at the Lake Murray Boulevard roundabout, an inscribed diameter of 175 feet allowed for proper geometric alignments.
One of the major objectives that had to be addressed in the design of the roundabouts was creating a multimodal interchange that worked for all users. A simple way of accomplishing this task was to ensure the design provided adequate and safe passage for pedestrians and bicyclists, as well as vehicles. To accommodate pedestrians in the design, we minimized pedestrian crosswalk distances in order to reduce the time pedestrians share the road with vehicles. We also offset the surrounding sidewalks with a 2-foot landscape feature from the roadway in order to assist with guiding pedestrians to the correct crosswalk locations. Additionally, we designed 10-foot wide sidewalks around the roundabouts to provide space for bicyclists who do not want to enter the roundabout as a vehicle. Lastly, in order to accommodate large trucks, we designed circulating lanes to be 14 feet wide and provided a 12.5-foot truck apron, as per analysis done with the AutoTurn software.
Another important aspect of the design was the signing and striping plan. Using the NCHRP and MUTCD, we provide a set of plans for placement of signs and stripes for the roundabouts and adjacent streets that clearly delineated travel paths, slowing and yielding zones, and provided pedestrian crosswalk warnings. The final design improvements were determined to raise the future level of service of the Lake Murray Boulevard intersection from a level of service E to a level of service A, and the 70th Street intersection from a level of service E to a level of service B.
The geotechnical scope includes a description of subsurface conditions at boring locations, providing recommendations for the design of the roadways and alignments for the slab-on-grade roundabout. General guidelines regarding excavation conditions and backfilling were also given. Our evaluation included a review of available documents relevant to the proposed project. The roadway pavement will be subjected to loading from passenger cars and heavy vehicles. With an R value of 6 and a TI index of 6, a pavement design of 4-inch asphalt concrete on a 7-inch base is recommended. Based on a review of the referenced geologic maps, the subject site is not underlain by a potentially active fault. The closest fault is 2.2 miles away from the site. However, like the majority of Southern California, the site is located in seismically active area. We anticipate ground surface rupture due to active faulting is not considered likely. Presidio Design Consultants studied the drainage and water quality elements of the Lake Murray Roundabouts project to ensure that all stormwater regulations were met. Pre- and post-construction elements were measured for the 2, 10, and 100-year storm events to ensure that flooding was not an issue and downstream conditions were not affected by the construction of the project. It was found that post-construction runoff rates were lower than pre-construction runoff rates through the use of permeable areas in the center islands and lower time of concentrations. Light impact design measures were taken during the design of the project to ensure that water quality was improved post-construction, with bioretention basins utilized on site treating all new impervious areas. A water pollution control plan was implemented for construction of best management practices, ensuring that any sediment runoff would be minimized in the event of a major storm during the construction life of the project.
From the boring logs provided by the geotechnical engineer, Presidio Design Consultants was able to determine the dimensions and type of the retaining wall at each location. We determined that the type most efficient are reinforced cantilever concrete retaining walls. Each retaining wall had a sliding and overturn factor of safety greater than 2. There are 3 retaining walls at the 70th Street roundabout and 1 at the Lake Murray Boulevard roundabout. A temporary shoring is needed at the southwest corner of 70th Street and Alvarado Road. The rest of the retaining walls consist of backfill leveled to the pavement at each roundabout. Due to the high traffic volumes in the area, Presidio Design Consultants has planned construction activities in stages as to limit the impacts to drivers. Because the annual daily traffic is above 30,000 vehicles, we have determined that it is not feasible to shut down the intersections for construction. As such, construction will be implemented in 2 stages in a start-finish approach. The 70th Street roundabout will be constructed first, starting with grading and roadway expansion, followed by construction of the splitter islands, center island, and signing and striping of the roundabout. During all construction phases, one 11-foot path will remain open to drivers at all times. This will reduce traffic impacts and ensure that residents are able to make their daily commutes. The Lake Murray roundabout will be constructed upon completion of the 70th Street roundabout with the same construction phases. Presidio Design Consultants has determined that all project-related costs will total $6.9 million. This includes site work, engineering design, right-of-way acquisition, and construction. Thank you for watching our video presentation of the Lake Murray Roundabouts project presented by the Presidio Design Consultants team.